I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is the show where we take ideas for dinner and turn them into dinner DeeAs. Get your taste buds ready for a culinary classic, cornbread casserole, plus a spicy side of Cowboy candy. Buckle up for some down-home deliciousness. Today's guest sharing his idea for your dinner is Chef Clayton Perrette. He's the executive chef at Hugh Parlor and Chop House, located inside Dunedin's Fenway Hotel. Now, Chef Clayton, this is a family recipe, family history that we're making today.
Yeah, definitely. It's been passed down for generations. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add a little oil to our pan. We wanna get this pan pretty warm, pretty hot. Be careful. Sometimes the grease will pop a little. So,
perfect. And we're gonna be doing the cast iron in this one here.
Yes.
A lot of people are intimidated by working with cast iron, but
it is a thing of beauty. There's also a myth or legend, you know, we've been told for years, it's if you have iron issues, you have cast iron. So it's always been good to eat off of it. And then the next one is, you know, traveling.
Sure.
You know, campfire outside. Perfect to take it out with you and start cooking. I have ground beef.
Okay.
That's what I started this one with. Traditionally, this is what my grandmother, my mother would use. We want to start slowly sauteing the meat to where it's about a medium to almost done.
okay.
And once all the other ingredients go in, we're going to finish it over in the oven.
You know, as we mentioned, Chef Clayton is the executive chef at Hugh Parlor and Chop House, located inside Fenway Hotel. And for anyone who hasn't made it over to Dunedin yet, tell us a little bit about the location.
Words don't even describe that area. You know, it's I moved probably 6 years ago into the Pinellas County area. When I found the place, it was almost like a mystery.
Sure.
You know, we'd drive by and it was, can I go in there? What is it? I got a phone call from our amazing general manager asking if I would like to come work with him. And you get the beautiful views, you get the water, you get the buildings from the 20s. So you get this amazing restored property.
And you know what also I love is Chef Clayton's recipe for his cornbread casserole is available on our website, dinnerdeas.com. Just scan the QR code to take you right there. Now, is this where we're liking everything?
This is what we're looking for.
Because I'm seeing a little bit of the caramelization on that piece right there. I'm like, that's the one.
That's where we want it to be. And like I said, you know, you don't have to fully cook it.
Okay.
We want to try to get about 75% of the way.
Okay.
That way it's still a little tender. Once we put it in the oven, you'll finish it the rest of the way in the oven. So,
sure.
One note that I make, and you can go either way, with the oils that come out of the beef, I do like to strain it just a little bit. It gets a little soupy, it's a little too much for it.
Sure.
Some people like that, you know, you can get more of like that, I guess, chili cornbread type texture to it.
Totally.
But what I'm gonna do is, I'll take it and always use something to make sure we're not burning ourselves.
Okay.
We are gonna just lightly take and push a little of this juice out here.
Okay.
It'll cool down our pan, kind of reset our pan a little bit.
What happens next after we've just drained it?
Right, so the next process from here is we want to start adding all of our vegetables.
Okay.
What I brought today is we got some local Florida corn. I got poblanos. I like a little spice.
Okay.
So I have some nice jalapenos.
Okay.
Everything locally sourced here.
All right, I dig it. So what's the first step then?
So first step, what we're going to do, you want to dice your chilies up, small to medium.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to be perfect.
Okay.
I got a little bit of our jalapeno.
With no seed?
No seeds.
That's where the spice is going to come into play.
If you like it super spicy, go for the seeds. They will cook.
Okay.
If you like a little bit more mild consistency, let's say you have a grandmother coming in and she does not like spice.
Sure.
That's where you want to start pulling back from it. If you don't like spice at all, your poblanos are a little bit sweeter. So take a little bit more and bump up your poblano. Put it over in there.
All right.
Next is going to be our white sweet onion, Vidalia onion. You pick, you choose.
Okay.
Red onions will work in here as well.
Nice.
You get a little bit more sweeter side to it.
Okay.
So, and then our corn, which we're going to cut up, take right off the kernel. Grab some gloves real quick. I know we get into hustle and bustle, but one of the big things, you know, me and my wife try to practice at least once a week. As fresh, natural state, you know, clean food.
Nice.
You know, you're not also like eating, you're also learning. You know,
Totally.
you get some really
Well,
cool
you're also
ideas.
celebrating that time together as a husband and wife to be able to appreciate that part. You said you have kids, so how old
You
are the
have
kids?
I have a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old.
So time is like of the essence for you two then, because you're
We are
always on the
busy.
go with either the 3-year-old or the 5-month-old. You know, like Holden's 7 years old, so I know exactly what that is. So get ready for it, my friend.
That's you know. And love them. Another thing too, you know, this is an easy dish minus our blades here, but trying to get them involved as well.
Totally.
You know, it's letting them learn traditions, letting them see, you know, what the cast iron is.
Totally.
And so this is kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay.
You know? What I did was I took my knife and I ran it along the core and I pulled off our kernels here.
I love it.
If you don't have time for this, can of corn.
Okay.
Green corn, regular corn. We're gonna take all of our fresh produce that we have and we're gonna put it in here and we're gonna start sauteing it. So I did 1 whole onion. Preference, you know, if you like a little less onion, that's completely fine. I'm gonna add a little bit more of our jalapenos. Like I said, I like a little bit extra spice. And then our poblano helps with that nice green chili flavor that you're looking for.
I dig it.
And then this was an addition. I don't think my grandmother used this one, but I like corn. So.
All right. See, the family gets its thumbprint, but then you get to be able to evolve it too.
That's it.
I like that idea a lot.
All right. What we'll do here on a medium heat, medium high. You want a little bit, kind of push it. We're going to take and saute these vegetables down.
Okay.
We want to kind of cook them to about like a medium consistency.
Okay, and then the tomatoes come in after that?
Tomatoes will come in.
Perfect. And while that gets cooking, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, Chef Clayton is going to show us his tips for creating cornbread. That's ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. This is the show where we bring great chefs with great ideas for what to make for dinner. Today, cornbread casserole from the Old West. Well, west of Tampa at least. Dunedin to be precise, from Chef Clayton Perrette. He's the executive chef of Hugh Parlor and Chop House located inside the Fenway Hotel. Before the break, we browned our beef, we added our corn, our peppers, we had a little bit of jalapeno, the onions, we added the tomatoes. What's next?
I have a staple from where I'm from.
Okay.
It's one of those in the back of your head. Your grandmother's going, if you don't grab that, you have problems. So,
That's a staple in our house too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that is always on the shelf. It's that and Jane's Crazy Salt are like the staples we always have.
Yep. I have been able to find this at Publix, Walmart,
Yep.
all over the area. We call it Tony's.
Okay.
The man Paul Perdome, that group, Opelousas, Louisiana, that's where most of this has come from. But the flavor in here, you get a little bit of garlic, you get some onion, you get the nice spices.
Yeah.
It's not, everyone thinks straight cayenne. We use a lot of paprikas, we use sweet peppers. So you get a nice array of Creole season. I am a Tabasco.
Okay.
This has been a war in Louisiana for years. My wife is Crystals.
Ooh.
So
these are like fighting words. These are like the Hatfields, McCoys, or something like that, where it's just like, hey, no, cannot go past that line.
If you were the West, you were Tabasco. If you're the New Orleans East, you're from the Crystals. We have our northern friends, which is Louisiana, but I prefer Tabasco.
Okay. And you just did a couple drops there. Again, like if you want to change it, you want to add more, you go right ahead. If you don't want to add it at all, you don't need to. Spices are up to your preference. One of those things.
That's it. So what I'm gonna do from here, everything's been sauteed pretty well. I'm gonna remove it from the heat. Let it start cooling.
Okay.
We don't want it to get too cold because we want it to add some heat from the bottom, but we're gonna go ahead and start with our cornbread.
Let's go for it then.
So this is from scratch cornbread.
Nice.
This is an old family recipe that I have. If you don't have time for this, Jiffy, Martha, any of them, you can make that quick premix, mix it in your bowl. We're doing the exact same thing. First things first, we're gonna do our dry. What I have here is our flour and our cornmeal. We'll add those two together. We'll add our sugar. All right. Here I have our baking powder and I have a little bit of salt.
Okay.
So we're gonna add those together and then just a light mix. Once our dry batter is mixed pretty well, now we're gonna move over and we'll do our, what we call our wet batter.
Okay.
So what I have, I'm gonna start with our eggs. I'll add a little oil to it. Let's see, this is a little bit of melted butter.
Okay.
Melted butter is gonna help it spread a little bit easier through our batter. I have some whole milk.
Okay.
You can use 2%, you can use 1%.
For a list of all the ingredients that you need to make this for your dinner tonight, get Chef Clayton's recipe at our website, dinnerdeas.com. Just grab the phone, scan the QR code, take you right there where you can watch any of the other episodes you haven't watched yet, and get those incredible recipes too. All right, so the wet ingredients are going to mix with our dry ingredients now.
Yes, sir. Then what I like to do is slowly do it.
Okay.
It's almost, we call the term slurry. But you want to take and just ease it in there so it takes and stirs pretty well and
nice.
Basically mix it really well. Let's see if we get the rest of this out. Don't want to forget my cheese.
Yeah, you can't forget the cheese.
Oh.
Cheese is like probably one of the best things about this right there. I saw the cheese going. I'm like, all right, cool. So I love cornbread, but then you're throwing some cheddar in there. I'm like, okay, this is dinner.
All right. So I'm hand mixing it. Same thing. If you don't have time, if you have a mixer at home, it works as well. If you have a KitchenAid, you can put it in there. That helps stir it up pretty well. Yeah. All right.
And are you trying to keep it loose? Are you trying? What's the consistency when you know, hey, I've gotten it to where I need it to be?
You want it a little loose.
Okay.
Now it's going to take and absorb some of that moisture that's still in there.
Yeah.
So if you bought the can of tomatoes, that's going to be there. If there's a little bit of beef fat still in there, that's going to be there.
Sure.
So what this will do is soak up and absorb all that moisture that's on the bottom. And blend together.
Nice.
It's almost like a dough. You can go a little bit looser, is fine. Maybe another, I'd say 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of milk if you like it a little bit fluffier.
Okay.
This is just going to help us with this one here because there's a little bit of excess moisture from our tomatoes. And then from here, all I have to do now, our slightly cooled pan, we're just going to pour this right over the top and spread it evenly across it.
Nice. Look at that.
So we'll take them with it there. And just nice spread.
Awesome. While our cornbread casserole goes into the oven, these two cowboys are going to get busy making some cowboy candy. What is it? We'll show you, and we'll show you how to make it when we come back on Dinner DeeAs. Howdy, partner. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, where today's dinner idea is cornbread casserole. We browned up some beef, we added our peppers, tomatoes, and we covered it with our cornbread before the break. And while that's in our oven, our special guest chef, Clayton Perrette from the Hue Parlor and Chop House inside Dunedin's Fenway Hotel is going to share how to make some rootin' tootin'. Am I getting this right? Cowboy candy?
100%. Cowboy candy.
Cowboy candy.
Cowboy candy.
All right.
I believe you can pack this in a jar, put it in your pocket, and take it anywhere you want to go.
All right, well, let's saddle up then, my friend, because what are we heating up right here?
All right, so we are doing almost like a pickling method.
Okay.
The other term would be a candied jalapeno. So what we're doing is making our, kind of like a broth, but we add a little bit of sugar, so it's going to get that nice syrup texture to it.
Okay. So what's inside there right now then?
So what I have in here is apple cider vinegar. I have some orange zest. I have cinnamon sticks. We're going to add a little bit of a secret season. I use an ancho, lime, and chili season. Nice. But anything you want to put in here just to add a little extra flavor.
And granulated sugar?
Granulated sugar.
Okay.
And then we're going to let it sit for about 10 minutes, reduce, kind of get that nice thick syrup flavor or texture to it.
Okay,
and
cool.
We're going to take our jalapenos that we have here, slice them real, real thin. Is what we're looking for.
I love it, because to make your own cowboy candy, get Chef Clayton's recipe with everything you need at our website, dinnerdeas.com, where you'll also find his recipe for cornbread casserole. You know what to do. Get the phone out, scan the QR code, and we're going to take you right there. We're going right into some nice slices of these jalapenos here.
Yes.
And you're keeping the seeds on this one here.
I like the seeds.
Okay.
I like the little bit of extra heat, not necessary.
Okay, so no seeds for the casserole, seeds for the cowboy candy.
Yes.
So there's a trade-off. There's a
There is a
concession that has to be made somewhere.
Yes.
And you're like, this is that moment.
This is the one where you warn everybody this might be a little spicy.
Okay, this is the one. This is the one where you want to,
Yeah.
buckle up for.
Now the beauty is, once again, if you don't like spice, I have a lot of family members, I don't like that. There are plenty peppers out there. You could do this with bell peppers. You could do this with the poblanos we just used, banana peppers. You can make it sweeter.
Perfect. So what do we do then after this is all sliced up?
So get these nice, beautiful slices like this. What we want to do is start ball glasses, jars, anything that can hold heat well.
Okay.
Our temperature in here, we need it right under boiling. We're going to let it cool to about, technical terms, 180 degrees.
Okay.
But you don't want too much to break your glass.
Got it.
So anything that's good tempered glass, ball jars at Walmart, nice, and you can preserve this for a while.
Perfect.
So we'll take our jalapenos. We're gonna.
Plus, it makes for a nice gift too. I mean, the holiday season right around the corner. I mean, this, you know, because this is like a make ahead.
Yes.
Let the flavors come together, and it's kind of like, hey, put this away for a little bit, but then it's a nice gift to give. How long is it? You know, do these keep?
They run. I like a month.
A month.
It can go up to 3 months, but I like to just to make sure that you're safe, you know, sanitary. There's a lot of vinegar, a lot of acid that preserves it.
Sure.
I've heard longer, but I like the good month range.
Just a month, okay.
If too long in the vinegar, it'll eventually eat away at your pepper.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a little too mushy.
Sure.
So what we're going to do from here, now that we have that stuffed in there, and you can stack it a little bit higher because the heat from that's going to slowly cook that down.
Sure, sure.
So we'll take our nice hot brine that we have here. Take a good ladle. Be careful, it is a little warm. And just ladle it right over the peppers. Now for my children, they love watching this because eventually, from the heat, that pepper is going to turn colors.
Nice.
So they get all excited about this.
It's transformation right in front of their eyes.
Exactly. So what we're doing, you know, you're adding the nice acidic vinegar level to it. You got the nice spice. With my season, there's a little bit of salt texture to the background. You added the sweetness.
But you also have that nice little surprise with the orange zest too,
Yes.
right? You know, you just have that little brightness that comes through on this, it sounds like.
And then the nice earth tones from the cinnamon just kind of over the top. So you kind of get all the best worlds.
I dig that.
So we'll
it's
take
like the perfect snack too, to be able to go through and like have a little bit while we're making dinner and, you know, just kind of keep going back for bites for it. And how do you serve it up?
So once this is said and done, we'll close our lids on here. These will, apologize, let's do this. Let's keep it open. According to the jars that you have, if you don't have a nice binding lid, you might have some pressure to pop off of it.
Okay.
So leave it open. You're gonna let the hot liquid cook your peppers.
Okay.
We'll put that off to the side.
Sure.
When it cools down, we can close it, we put it away.
I love it because it looks like we already have some that's already been made.
We have made some. I like to hold them for about 12 hours before starting.
12 hours before serving it. Okay.
What you're going to do is you're going to get the nice mixture infused into that pepper.
Nice.
So once you have this, like you said, good holiday gift. This is the easiest part ever.
Okay.
I love cream cheese. I like sweet things. I like spicy things. My family gets a little angry when I take too long cooking. So this is the way you handle
This is the way. So this is where it's like, hey, you guys stay in the living room, still watch a game, do what you need to do. Here's something for you guys just to kind of get through it while we're making the rest. All right.
Put a little on top. You pour your sauce over there, and from here you just take a nice spoon, spread it over a cracker.
Okay, this is like a game day snack. I'm going right in for it there. I'm gonna make a little bit for myself here. A little bit of everything going on. Take that on the cracker. Look at that. Look at that. Dude. Money.
Yeah. Okay.
And when we come back, our cornbread casserole should be ready to go, and we'll see how this hearty meal stands up to our hunger as we taste test this idea for dinner and see if it's worthy of being a dinner deal. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. Today I hope you're hungry as we've been making cornbread casserole plus some Cowboy candy courtesy of Chef Clayton Perrette, Executive Chef of Hugh Parlor and Chop House located inside Dunedin's Fenway Hotel. My tummy says it's tasting time, my friend, and I gotta go straight into this bad boy here. Get a little bit of everything happening over here. You know, a joy like this is that it's simple. There's something that sometimes gets so overlooked of sometimes simplicity should be its finest. And just like this, Simple ingredients: ground beef, Roma tomatoes, peppers, onions, cornbread. But there's that nostalgia piece of it all. Your family, this is part of your routine. And I think that that's beautiful.
I feel like I'm at home right now. Now we can have conversations. We're fed. We have everything we need. It's magic.
That's the joy of a dish like this, is that you can just kind of transport yourself into that comfort level. Yes. And let's get into this cowboy candy here, because, all right, these candy, I gotta go in for this bad boy here. All right. Now you got to jump into this one here, because
Yep.
I can't eat alone. I mean, that's the hard part here. I'm gonna end like a couple extras on that bad boy here.
These are exciting. How do you feel spice level?
It's fun. There is that sweetness that comes through because you're getting that little hint of some of that orange. You're definitely getting hints of what was happening with the cinnamon. But the spiciness that you would think of that would have come from having the seeds with the jalapeno is gone. It's got that nice little sweet heat kind of going on, but actually more on the sweeter side than the heat side of it all.
That's it. It almost like it pulls it back and brings new development with the, like you said, the oranges. Sweetens it up a little bit, nice bright earthy tones. The spice actually dials down a little bit. It's beautiful.
And that's how you turn an idea for dinner into a dinner dia. Thanks again to Chef Clayton Perrette. If you haven't been, get over to Dunedin's fabulous Fenway Hotel and taste his cooking in the Hugh Parlor and Chop House, and find his recipe for this cornbread casserole and the cowboy candy on our website, dinnerdias.com. Scan the QR code, take you right there. Remember, if you make this for your dinner, let us know how it turned out. I'm Jeff Philbin. See you next time with more Dinner Dias.